I'm Sam Waterston. You're watching Visionaries, proud to present its 11th season on public television.
Visionaries is produced in partnership with the Ash Institute for Democratic Governance and Innovation at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government. Visionaries was made possible in part by the Exposition Foundation, Incorporated, the Kenneth A. Scott Charitable Trust, a Key Bank trust, and by Dr. Fred Eshelman. Additional funding has been provided by the following.
Sometimes you read the paper and watch the news, and it seems like there's more bad news than good in the world. But you know what? It's just not true.
I at least can hold on to something, that there's something, maybe it's small, but there's something that I'm doing to make a difference.
It's just a feeling that you have. If you can help people, you have to. There's no alternative.
Every child has potential that we just can't know. And so, to my mind, that's what we're doing. We are saving potential for the future.
The problem with big cities is that, well, they're big. There are lots of people needing lots of services. How do you deliver those services in a way that is both efficient and fair? Chicago found the answer in a technology that is changing the lives of thousands of people. It's as simple as dialing 311.
Chicago 311, Miss Diaz, how can I help you?
Chicago 311, this is Mr. Conley. May I help you?
Animal control? Okay.
Chicago 311, Mrs. Johnson speaking. How may I help you?
We all live in the city of Chicago. We work in the city of Chicago. We worship in the city of Chicago. We recreate in the city of Chicago. And many of the people that are calling here, obviously, then are our neighbors.
My name is Christine.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm a senior, and I was told that I could call here and get some emergency food.
Absolutely.
617. Would you like me to transfer?
Chicago 311, Ms. Hawkins, how may I help you?
I'm going to give you a telephone number to landlords and tenants. You have a nice day.
311 in Chicago is really a gateway to all of the information, the programs, and the services that the city offers to its residents. So, for example, if someone just dials 311, the call is received here at the 311 call center by one of our operators. And in the case of an individual, a senior citizen, for example, who may need some emergency food, the system, with its hundreds of services, scripts the intake for the operator and then routes the service request to the proper department, so that within a matter of seconds, the Department of Human Services has already received in electronic format that record indicating that that person would like them to deliver a box of emergency food today.
A citizen calls 311. If it has to do with human services, it automatically comes into our system. Then we take it, we print it out. This is an emergency food request. This information is then sent out to our people in the field.
I have two cases I would like for you to go on. The first one is an 80-year-old senior who is in need of a food box.
And one of the things that we understand is how critically important partnerships are.
Okay, and your second case is a crisis referral. We like to do a well-being check on a young lady with 3 kids. She has a drug problem.
Nobody can really do it all themselves. Just like the police can't keep a neighborhood safe on their own. They have to work with the neighbors. They have to work with city agencies. They have to work with the churches and the institutions in a community. Those same types of partnerships are very important for us.
311 system in our district in particular, we use it quite extensively. That's due to the fact that we have a lot of gangs in the area and taggers. When gangs tag, that means that they're trying to take over a neighborhood, perhaps, or trying to establish themselves. And as a police tool, we definitely don't want that. And through the 311 system, they're actually it's very effective. Once I put it in, usually within a day or two, the tag is completely off.
And this past year, in 2003, we received almost 3.8 million calls. And people are calling it because it works. It's simple. And the amount of time between a citizen calling in a request for a service and the ultimate resolution of that request has been shortened.
Chicago 311, Miss Diaz, how can I help you? Okay, let me have you speak to an officer. Stay on the line.
My name is Joan Mosley. I'm a human service worker for the Chicago Department of Human Service. This is my partner, Louis Santana.
On a given day here, we might get 2,000 to 3,000 calls where somebody's requesting that graffiti be removed or that an abandoned vehicle be towed from their block, or they might need emergency shelter, or a family member may want the city to go out with their human service teams to check on the well-being of one of their relatives.
We're en route on a crisis referral. We're to check on this gentleman. He's 80 years old.
If it's a well-being check, it's someone concerned about a friend who may be out of routine, didn't walk their dog today or didn't water their plants, haven't been seen for a couple of days. We'll go check on the household to see if he's fine.
This community is in the south side of Chicago. High number of seniors, high number of unemployed. Median income is around 19,000, about 99% African American. I think two real important things to me that the 311 Center is allowed to do in communities like ours is that, number one, it allows equal access to every community. Everybody has access to 311 to make the call and say what's wrong in your community. If it's a street problem, if it's a light problem, if it's a sewer problem. Secondly is empowerment. So now if something's wrong on your block and it continues to be wrong, that's your fault. Because now you have the ability to report it and follow up and make sure that it's taken care of.
The system, because of its transparency, it really fosters accountability.
I like it because there's a reference number that's given to that complaint. So you can request that number, and you can always call back and ask about what happened to your complaint using that number. Also, the system is safeguard. This call came in at 3:02. If I do not respond to this within the next 24 hours, the computer would automatically print out a report to me, telling me what cases, what service requests are still open and why, what's going on. So it's a kind of a warning system to us, telling us that, hey, you got people calling you and you're not responding.
The system allows us to make informed decisions about the way we allocate resources based on the requests that are coming in, the types of requests, the number of requests. I think one of the things that public service really provides you is a real sense of fulfillment in your own life. And I think that a lot of the operators had that same mentality. It's certainly more than just about a paycheck, and it's more than just about coming to work, and it's more than just doing a job. It's understanding the role that we can play in really helping people and really touching them and being part of that continuum of care.
And they feel like they have no one else to turn to.
A lot of seniors will ask us, when we're in the neighborhood, could we just stop by and see how they're doing?
And, and when I can help a person that's in distress, I feel like I've done my job.
Chicago 311, Mrs. Johnson speaking. How may I help you?
But yeah, a lot of them are lonely. A lot of them are happy that someone cares about them, I guess.
This whole 311 system, I really believe in it, and I think the residents of the city of Chicago also believe in what we're doing here.
I mean, I've lived in the city. I'm 54 years old. I've lived here all my life. It has made a tremendous difference in this city in the access, the quickness of response, and the ability to get to the resources of the city through a phone call.
Chicago 311, Miss Diaz, how can I help you?
Okay, I'll send it over to Streets and Sand. They'll get out there as soon as they can.
For the Visionaries, I'm Sam Waterston. See you next time.
If you would like more information about Visionaries, the organization's profile, or would like to recommend a story, please visit our website at visionaries.org. Visionaries is produced in partnership with the Ash Institute for Democratic Governance and Innovation at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government. Visionaries was made possible in part by the Exposition Foundation, Incorporated, the Kenneth A. Scott Charitable Trust, a Key Bank trust, and by Dr. Fred Eshelman. Additional funding has been provided by the following: